5 tips how to shoot B-roll footage. Okay, I'll be giving you 5 tips on how to shoot B-roll footage. Okay, so let's get to it. So yeah, so tip number 1 is take care of the important shots first, then get creative. So when you get to a wedding, always take care of the important shots first when you're doing B-roll footage. Like if you're taking shots of the dress, just take the whole thing. Then now, after you do that, then you can get creative with the shot. But first, always, tip number 1 is always take care of that one important shot first. In any area, the getting ready, the ceremony, the reception, always take care of the important shots first, and then after that you can get creative with the object. Okay, so tip number 2, always have a set of signature shots. When you watch YouTubers like Casey Neistat and Sam Coder, stuff like that, those guys, they always have signature shots. They always have shots that they always take in most of their vlogs, so those are their signature shots. So you should have a set of signature shots. I mean, how do you know if one of your shots is a signature shot? When you watch your weddings and your edits, or when you get to weddings, you're always gonna realize that you have signature shots, that you have shots that you always take at every wedding. So those shots are your signature shots. So always have a set of signature shots. This is very important. It might look like it might not look important, but guess what? That signature shot is what differentiates you from a whole lot of other videographers out there, because that's your style. Guess what? The signature shot is your style. That's what people, recognize your work from, is that signature shot. So always have a set of signature shots at a wedding. As a wedding videographer, always have signature shots. When you're dealing with the bride, when you're dealing with the groom, when you're dealing with the reception, when you're dealing with the ceremony, always have your signature shots. You can you have signature shots with the slider, you can have signature shots with the Ronin, all that. Just have your signature shots. Okay, that's tip number 2, and it's very important because that differentiates you from a lot of other wedding videographers, your signature shots. All right, it's the same thing like color grading. When you watch a lot of other like YouTubers, not YouTubers, when you watch a lot of other videographers wedding highlights on YouTube, you realize that most of them have signature shots, and most of them have a way that they color grade their footage. So that's maybe the signature is how they color grade their wedding. So always have signature shots. Always have something that makes you unique and makes you at a wedding. Okay, so that's an important tip right there. So tip number 3 is when you arrive, before introducing yourself, while you're outside, take establishing shots. Okay, establishing shots are shots that you shoot to introduce your audience that's watching your video to the location where you're shooting. It might be a church, it might be a hotel, it might be just a venue, so always get your establishing shots before you do anything. I know this some people might say, oh, I want to introduce myself first. I want to be like, all right, hey guys, I'm here. My name is Leroy, and I'm doing your wedding, and now I'm gonna go outside and take some establishing shots. Most of your brides won't even know what an establishing shot is. So when you get there, always take establishing shots while you're outside. When you get to the venue, the location, take your establishing shots. Establish the venue, go around, just take stuff that's outside, stuff that makes that venue. That way when your audience are watching, they know where they're at. Because you don't want to start a video and be in a hotel or be in a room somewhere. People want to know what room, like where are you? Are you at a farm? You know, are you in a hotel? Are you at the bride's groom's house? Always take those establishing shots, and always take them as soon as you get there. You, like with me, I would recommend that don't even introduce yourself first take those establishing shots outside the hotel, outside wherever you're taking it. And then, because you might not have time, and time is of the essence. When you get to a wedding, time is of the essence. Time is your enemy. Time is what you're fighting against. So the more shots you get out the way, the more shots you're going to take later, and the more free time you will have. So always, as soon as you get to a wedding, take establishing shots, and then now go deal with the bride. So that's tip number 3, and it's an important tip. So number 4, shoot as much footage as you can. You never know which shot will be the best on screen, and you know, and after you color grade it and all that. So take as much footage as you can at a wedding, especially like B-roll footage. Take as much, you know, B-roll footage. You never know, maybe a shot that you overlooked, or maybe it looked bad while you were taking it, that might be the shot that, you know, makes it in the final product. So take as much footage as you can. It's very important that you do, you know. That's why you're gonna say, oh, but my SD cards are gonna be full, my cards are gonna be full. Get enough cards, man. Have enough, like, you know, have enough cards, have enough batteries. You're a wedding videographer. You should know this by now, that you need as much batteries as you can, especially if you're shooting on Sony cameras. You need as many batteries as you can. You need as many SD cards. Well, not that many, but you need at least an amount of SD cards where you're gonna have extras, just in case maybe one messes up, which that's really bad. But always take extra footage. Take the shot that you want to take, and then just add a little bit more shot. Like, take more shots, you know. Take as much footage as you can. That's tip number 4. And the last tip is always anticipate shots. What do I mean by always anticipate shots? What I mean is, like, most of the emotional moments at weddings happen unannounced. Like, maybe the bride just gets into her dress, and then her dad walks in, and then, you know, that emotion right there, that's something that you can't recreate or redo or, you know, fake, you know. So always anticipate shots. Like, you know, it might sound a little, you know, it might sound a little hard to some people, but when you start doing weddings, you're gonna know how to anticipate certain shots, you know, especially unplanned shots, because those are the shots that, you know, they make the wedding emotional shot. Like, nobody's gonna tell you, oh, I'm gonna tear up in 5 minutes. But if you've done a lot of weddings, or if you've done a couple weddings and you see what's going on, you're gonna know, like, all right, let me start recording right now. The dad's about to walk in, or the groom's about to do this, or it's a surprise, let me start recording now. Or a little kid walks in, or the daughter, or this person, you know, the bride starts crying, or not even crying, or maybe the mom or somebody, you know, they see her in the dress and they start tearing up. And then you over there, like, you just standing there, you're like, oh wow, oh my God. Take that moment, you know, because those are the moments that are gonna make it on your video. And people, when they brides watch your video, like engaged couples watch your video, those are the moments that that's gonna touch them. So always anticipate shots, because believe it or not, you know, when you capture those tears will take your video from a 5 out of 10 to a 9 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10. You know, when you capture those tears, when you capture that emotion, and that emotion is unanticipated, you know, so your job is to anticipate that shot. So that's how B-roll is. You take those shots that, like how if you're a photographer, photographers take candid shots at weddings. So candid shots are shots that are not planned and they just happen. So as a videographer, you gotta do candid moments. You know, you gotta anticipate those candid moments that are gonna happen at a wedding. So yeah, so that's it. So that's 5 tips on how to shoot wedding B-roll. So tip number 1 was take care of the important shots first. Tip number 2 was always have a set of signature shots. Tip number 3, when you arrive, always take establishing shots because you might not have time. Number 4 was shoot as much footage as you can. Footage, shoot it. As much footage as you can. Number 5 was always anticipate shots. As a videographer, you always, especially if you're doing weddings, always anticipate emotional moments, because those emotional moments are going to differentiate your videos. They're going to push your videos up from a 5 out of 10 or from a 3 out of 10 to maybe to an 8, because of you captured those moments. So those are my tips, and make sure you subscribe to my channel, Wedding Videography Tips. It's my pillow right here. Make sure you subscribe. I'll be giving you guys more tips, and thank you for watching. I really appreciate all the subscribers, all my subscribers, and like this video if you think this is some value that you guys need, and leave your comments. I love to read your comments, and I always reply to all my comments. So thank you guys. So subscribe, and yeah, more business to you, man. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it.